What's going on, Bearable Traders? Brendan D here, giving you only A1 quality trades. So if you believe that one, I'll tell you another. Anyway, taking a look at Cron here, and it is a sub $10 stock. Didn't like the price, but like that, the float was over 100 million, and it had about a 30-40 cent range it was trading in the pre-market. So that made risk manageable even on a lower price stock. What I liked about this stock on the daily was trading below the 200. So when we were looking at it on our gappers list, it's below the 200, which was this line here, and not too far from VWAP. It didn't just start selling off or running up. It wasn't too far, and so I liked that. So I saw three important levels here: 200 on the daily. Well, let me do it on the 1 minute. 200 on the daily, 200 on the 1 minute, and this is a 200 EMA. I just use that for reference, but usually not a target to scale out on. And then the last scale out level I saw was previous day low right here on the daily. So it wasn't the previous day close, it was a previous day low. Previous day close was just too far for right now. And so those are my three levels when I saw this setup forming. Wanted to wait 5 minutes, saw a nice opening range here, a little bit wicky, but there was some body there, and it closed right here above the VWAP. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. Closed right above VWAP, tapped it, didn't pierce it, closed right above it. So definitely liked that closure above VWAP for the first 5 minutes. Saw that, okay, these upside levels are definitely where traders are going to want to take it if it continues to run up. And the next minute, I saw it pierce VWAP, but then that was it. It was starting to get bought up. So I jumped in at VWAP and had my initial stop at low a day around 750. Got in around 775, had a 25 cent risk. And my scale outs were, so if my entry was right here, stop was here. My first scale out was a 200 on the daily. Next was the 200 on the 1 minute. And my last scale out was the the previous day low. So initially had a 1-to-1 risk, and then potentially 2-to-1. So I really like this. Just the whole setup was looking great to me, but the entry was important. So if we didn't get in at VWAP, if we got in around here, there could have been a pullback here to VWAP, a retest, and then I don't know how you would have a risk reward that made sense. I mean, possibly if you had a previous day low way up here, and then you did the low of the day down here. But you really, if you're taking this type of trade, you're going to get in at VWAP, especially after the first 5 minutes. So you're not going to be taking entries there if your target is up here. And because of the previous day low being so low, it's just too much risk. So anyway, wanted to get out a little bit at this crack because it was just sitting there for a few minutes and wanted to lock in profits. So I canceled my stop here, threw in a hard stop at break even, and scaled out some at the break of this little ABCD here towards the 200 on the daily. And then once it hit the 200 daily, got out a little more, and then the next target was a 200 on the 1 minute. So I got a little more there, and then just before the I saw it, I think it was starting to pull back a little bit here, and then I just wanted to get out all. It was so close to the previous day low that, and I said I really was in this trade for about almost 10 minutes, and it moved so much. I said enough's enough, and I mean, sure, I could have held it and never would have tested my entry point, but that was 4 scale outs was enough for me, and that's my trade. I really like this trade. I thought using the technicals, the risk reward, everything was there. The daily looked great. These levels on the 1 minute looked great. Didn't really use too much of the 5 minute, just to kind of see the whole big picture of the opening range, and maybe some consolidation points in the pre-market. I saw that it was definitely like being around the 200, but didn't use these moving averages as much. Used mostly the 1 minute, and that was my trade. I really liked it, and hopefully you guys can maybe follow that for the next trade that looks similar. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care, guys.